New Year, and welcome to This Week in Campbell Basketball. I'm Chris Haymeyer with your weekly look at both the men's and women's teams here at Campbell. And if 2017 continues to be like the start of this year, we are in for a treat. The Campbell women's team won their sixth straight game and is now 9-3 on the season after opening up conference play with a 61-55 win at UNC Asheville, last year's Big South Conference champs and the preseason favorites this season. Brianna Cribb had a double-double, and Michaela Rouse scored 16 points in the victory. Our Bill Priestley caught up with head coach Ronny Fisher to talk about the Camels' recent success.
Coach, you come into this section of the season 9-3, 1-0 in the conference after a big win over UNC Asheville the other night. Talk about the way this team has gained some confidence over the past 6 games. You started 3-3, and now you find yourself on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah, I think we knew early on that our girls were playing new roles than they have in the past. And it was going to take a while for them to accept them roles and see themselves being successful in those roles. And I think we've seen that. You know, like Michaela's really stepped up into being a consistent scorer, double-figure scorer, which she really hasn't ever done. And several other girls that have just stepped up. Cribb, Summer, obviously, and Caroline's coming there, and Hannah, and they've stepped up and they've gotten a little more confidence, and they see themselves being successful in their roles. And I think that's been one of the biggest things. And realizing and having the confidence that they can do it. And in addition, defensively, they've really put a lot of work and a lot of preparation. And we were good defensively early. We weren't very good offensively. But now I think the offense is catching up. We still have a ways to go, but we're getting closer.
You mentioned, of course, the defense, and still ranked #1 in the country as far as that's concerned. That's got to be something that the team feels good about and something they'd like to keep for a while, I'm sure.
Well, they take pride in stopping people, and we work a lot on it. And so the ranking, that's not as we don't ever talk about that, but we try to put everything on this next opponent and how can we stop them. And we know that if we stop them, then we're going to give ourselves a chance to win, whether the ball goes in the basket or not. And that's our goal. And we got to get a good game plan, which takes a lot of focus. And then we've got to go out there and give maximum effort. And when we do those things, we're pretty good defensively.
You got 2 home games coming up here, Charleston Southern on Saturday, Radford the next week. What do you want to see this team accomplish as it goes through these next 2 home games?
Well, our big focus is just getting better. And it was a big win at Asheville, but there's so many areas that we need to improve from that game on. And I tell our players, we need to look at every game as a loss, because when you lose, you really go back and you work to get better. Sometimes when you win, you don't realize you need to do work. And we watched video this morning and we saw the things we need to improve on, and this afternoon we're going to go out there and really try to work to do that.
The Camels' win streak started in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as the team won the Puerto Rico Classic with wins over Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Morgan State. Our cameras were there to capture all of the fun both on and off the court. Here's a recap of the Puerto Rico trip. Everybody here contributed. I'm really proud of every one of you. The Campbell men's basketball team is now 9-6 on the season and sits in second place in the Big South Conference after 2 straight home wins. Kyrie Hamer had 15 points off the bench as Campbell beat PC 69-58 on New Year's Eve. The men kept the winning going into the new year as the Camels came back from a 12-point first-half deficit to defeat Charleston Southern 92-82. Sophomore Chris Clemens scored a Gore Arena record 37 points, and the team committed just 3 turnovers, tying a school record in the win. Campbell men are on the road this weekend and then return to Gore Arena for an American Sports Network TV game versus the preseason favorites Winthrop at noon on the 14th. The Campbell women try for their 7th straight win this Saturday at 2 p.m. in Gore Arena against Charleston Southern, then stay at home for a Tuesday night matchup versus Radford at 7. We hope to see you at the games, and as always, we'll see you next week right here on This Week in Campbell Basketball.